God, it's always a challenge when it comes to a Ford on the dynamometer.
Nick got another few parts for his Kowalski 70 Challenger recently, but the conversion to power steering is giving him a hard time.
Because this car is a non-power steering car. I put the pump on, the pulley that he had was the wrong offset. So then a week, 2 weeks after, he brings me another pulley. And the other pulley was the correct one, but it was bent. So then I sent it to the machine shop, I got it straightened out. Then, of course, the power steering pump has aftermarket brackets for the big block 440, right? Now, once I put the pump in place with the belt, I tighten it. What do you got? The pump is on an angle. And I hate the belt when it comes on on an angle. I want it straight, line up with the pulleys. So I took the aftermarket brackets and I customized them to make it look original and perfect. So I spent the whole night doing that. I got the pulley on. And then I put my cooler, like a Hellcat design, through the front end. Okay, for the power steering cooler, I put it through. Then as we were working here last night, I told my friend, now, we're not finished yet. He goes, yeah. He goes to me, yeah, we're finished. All you have to do is to add oil. I told him we're not done yet because adding oil sometimes is the worst thing. Guess what? We filled it up with oil, and of course, eventually it's leaking oil through the tube on the reservoir in the back. So now I need a new tank for the pump. So there goes 4 hours putting it all together last night. I need to get another reservoir tank for the power steering pump, so I'll get another one next week and then we'll finish it from there. In the meantime, I got 3 side markers on the car. Why? Because the one on the left rear, I got the wrong lens. Anyways, eventually I got 3 of them up there, but slowly we're getting some progress, and I also got the lenses for the taillights, which are right here. These are the ones that came with the car. Of course, you see, they're busted. This one's busted. And of course, they're also pitted, as you can see. They're badly pitted. This is broken also, okay? This is what happens when you buy a car in pieces. So I bought a new set, which are right here. Pretty expensive, they're not cheap. Of course, they're very nice. Since I'm doing a nice job on the car, I might as well go all the way. Here they are. They're reproduction, they're nice pieces, they're solid, they're not broken, they're black also with the chrome on the inside, and I've got a nice pair of taillight lens, the red ones. The only thing I don't like is this one here. It's written Dodge, but it's slightly pitted. So right now I'm looking for a backup lens for a Dodge Challenger 70 model, exactly one like this, but I want a nice piece. And besides that, then the taillights will be done. There we go. The pockets are ready. I'm gonna get a new lens. The bezels I got, those are gonna go in the scrap. One step at a time, and slowly but surely, we'll get this car done.
Nick would like to have more time to spend on his Challenger, but he has a shop full of customer cars that need attending to.
I had Oliver here work on the Boss through the tube as my client wanted me just to do a simple cleanup, a little bit of sanding, and we painted the engine bay black like the way it comes from Ford. Now we just got the engine on the dynamometer, waiting for my customer to bring in his valve covers that he wanted to have them sandblasted and cleaned so I could put them on the engine to get it going. But in the meantime, Vasili's setting it up, and then until we get the valve covers, we're gonna blast it on the dynamometer. Oliver did a good job.
Thank you.
Right now, of course, it's the open season. We have a lot of cars that just came in. We cannot move anymore. We've got this one, which is the Cobra. It's a kit car. It's the snake. Everybody knows it's a snake, the Cobra. And then we have another snake right near the entrance of the garage, the Viper, another snake. Last week, we had a lot of bee bodies, so it was a beehive in here. And as of today, we have a couple of snakes. The Cobra kit car, and of course, right now, we have another one here, another snake known as the Viper. Here we got a 93 Viper. I believe it's the first year out, and we have an issue with the fuel pressure on this car. It's only got 11,000 kilometers. It is a Dodge. Of course, he's brought it here because it is a Dodge. My client brought it down here because it has some issues with the antifreeze leaking and hard to start when it's cold. So we realized we have not enough fuel pressure. So we fixed the antifreeze leak, and the next thing we got to do right now is remove the fuel tank and take a look at the pump, because for some reason we don't have enough pressure. So that's our next step. And then we were trying to remove the fuel cell from this Viper, and we spent quite a few hours to remove it, and we still have not removed it. So it's going to be a challenge to remove this fuel tank. Look where they have it buried. Wow, this is some job, man. Anyways, we're not finished yet. Here's the fuel cell. It's got a filler neck that goes in 2-3 feet, and it's pretty difficult to remove. We had to take out all the plastic rivets, break the seal, so I could get this tank out. So in the meantime, I'm going to work on it next week and try to fix this problem. And the best part is, the fuel pump is discontinued. Nobody has it for sale. So, in other words, I gotta find one. Can't wait to get it done. And look at this. Just like a Cobra. No door handles. No windows. Plexiglass. No door handles. And here we have it. Cobra, Viper, 2 snakes under one roof here in my shop at Nick's Garage. .488 cubic inches, V10, 8 liters. Yeah, this is a monster. Working on one of these is completely different working compared to a 426 Hemi. This is more complicated, it's got more wiring, more detail. But then again, you know, I'm old school, but I still love this stuff. But this is nothing we're gonna do inside internally on this motor. We're just gonna do a fuel pressure repair, and that's it. But besides that, this is all good stuff. I wish I could put one of these on my dyno, but right now I don't have anything to put on a dyno like this. But that'll be the future, who knows. But in the meantime, let's get it running in the car. But these are sports cars, these are not muscle cars. That's what I call them. I call them sports cars. 2-seaters are sports cars to me. A muscle car is a 4-seater with 2 doors.
Maybe one day he will have a Viper V10 in his shop for testing. But right now, Nick has to focus on the Boss 302 that's bolted to his dynamometer.
My client brought in the valve covers for his Boss 302. He had them glass beat. So now I gotta really wash them as they're full of sand. And of course also install the decals on the valve cover, Boss 302, which we're gonna do in a few minutes. So let's get them washed and we'll take it from there.
So far, the rebuild of this Boss 302 has gone relatively smoothly for Nick. But he's had some tricky Fords on his dyno in the past. For some reason or another, they just don't like coming back to life without a little struggle, and Nick is hoping that today's Ford will be well behaved.
We've got the valve covers washed, so I put new gaskets on, valve cover gaskets. I put just a little film of glue just to hold the gasket in place. I'm using clothespins to hold it in place while it dries, and I'm using Fill Pro gaskets that do the job for me. They're pretty thick, they're sturdy, they're strong, and they do the job exactly what I need them to do. And now, after they've been washed, we've blown drying it, we've cleaned them, we've glued the gaskets on. I'm going to put them in place, and after that we're going to install the Boss 2 decals. But before I go there, I got to make sure exactly where they go. So in the meantime, let's bolt down this valve cover now on the other side. Now that the glue has set. Both valve covers left and right are identical on this motor. So it doesn't matter which one goes left or right, they're identical. I'm going to remove the bolts that align them up just to keep the gasket in place. Like so. I got some nice bolts to put on. When the engine came in, it had all different kind of bolts. So I like to have a nice set of bolts that look all alike, like so. Bolt and washer, one piece. It's all in the details, look at that. Nice stuff like this, you see? And everybody knows that a Boss 2 has mechanical rockers. So I put all new lock nuts. I had all the rockers adjusted at 25 thou. And with the cold engine, cast iron heads, cast iron block, I add 2 thou. So right now the system motor has never run. You adjust them at 25 thou hot according to Ford specifications. So I set them all at 27, 2 thou more. By the time the engine warms up, it should set at 25. But after running it and breaking it in, we're going to check it at the end, make sure we got 25 with a hot engine, and then we'll leave it as it is. This is a 27 thou lash, cold engine, because it's a mechanical cam, solid lifter cam in other words. And now we're ready to set the valve cover and get the engine running. Nowadays, Boss 2 is very rare. I've done a few of them in the past, but my dream to put on a dynamometer is this. Here it is. I've got 4 NOS decals that go on the fenders on a Boss Mustang. I bought them over 40 years ago. I thought maybe one day I'll own a Boss 429, which I never did. But I still have the decals. I've got 4 of them NOS in black. Boss 429, genuine decals that go on the fender NOS. That's right, the original envelope. And there's the part number right there. Back in the day, every time I saw something I liked, I used to go to the parts department from GM, Ford, Chrysler. I used to buy oddball things. And when it came to Ford, I always loved the Boss Mustangs. And of course, I ended up buying these. I don't know why. Never bought a car. I just bought them for the fun of it. I still have them. It's over 40 years I've owned them. I still have them here. They're NOS. I bought them from Ford. And they're the decals that go on the fender for a Boss 609 70 Mustang. And I know that they've been around for a long time, over 40 years. But then I had a AA Arcuda a few years back that I had decals in stock for almost, I believe, 30 years. And I had the decals installed on the car 2 years ago. And you know what? Even though they were very old, packaged, I put them on the car. They worked fine. They stuck on very good. And it's good as new. And by coincidence, the brother of the AA Arcuda, of course, the brothers with the Boss 302 Mustang I got here in my dyno. We've got 2 brothers with pony cars. We've done the AAR a couple of years ago, and now our job is to get the 302 Boss Mustang out. Okay, this goes like this. Now, let's get some fuel, Petro-Canada, and it's on its way here now, the fuel. Then we're gonna fill it up and let's get it started. Vasily, you ready? Let's go, man. Let's see if the starter works. Vasily, the timing. Yeah, 32. Give me a minute. I gotta advance it some more. Oh yeah, that's the initial startup. We don't have to break in the cam because we're using the same cam and lifters, but we have zinc oil in it anyways. So we're just gonna time it, get it running. Want to see what it can do? This is factory 290 horsepower from Ford. So all we did was zero deck it, put a new set of pistons, did a great valve job, replaced the valve springs, we installed hardened seats for the unleaded fuel, new timing chain, new oil pump, all new gaskets, and of course now we went back to the dew point distributor and we're ready to start it. What happened? The firing order is right, Vasily. On a Ford, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know that, eh?
Yeah, let's check that again if you want. Is it short?
Okay, let's go.
I did it.
Shouldn't have flames, man. No, not me. I'm used to starting engines one shot. Come on, let's go, man. One shot. Let's go. Let's double check the firing order. 2637. 2, 6,
Yes.
3,
3,
7,
7.
and the last one 8. Looks like the firing order is correct. Maybe it's too far off the timing. You know what? Let's back it up. Let's see what happens here. Let's go. Watch out. Yeah, give it advance. Pull it towards you. Ready? Give it more advance, Vasily. God, it's always a challenge when it comes to a Ford on the dynamometer.
The 302 is resisting Nick's attempt at a first start. Is this the return of his curse of the Fords?
Come on. Come on. Why do Fords always give me a problem, my God? No, that's the right firing order. It's the original cam that came with the engine. Should have started. Unless, you know what? Put the timing mark on the damper top dead center and look where the rotor is on the distributor cap, okay? Take it from there. Here. Let's just make sure. Moto Fords all the time, man. With the Fords, man. Every time, man. You notice that, man?
Yeah.
Every time, man.
Call it luck, call it coincidence, or call it vengeance for Nick's love of Chrysler. But whatever the reason, Ford products just seem to always give this engine builder a hard time.
We needed to advance the distributor a bit more to get it going because we have it too far back, and if it's too far back, we're gonna have flames coming through the carburetor. Okay, let's try it one more time. Give it some more advance, Vasily. Do we have fuel? We do, eh? Okay. Ready? Fords! I don't know why. I don't know why they give me such a hard time. I can't believe it, man. Come on, man. The distributor's in the right place. The firing order is correct. We advanced it. What does it need? What does it need, man? I don't know. Sometimes when it comes to starting a Ford engine, it takes me time on the dynamometer. I don't know why. Anyways, we're going to try it one more time. Advance it some more. Okay, here we go. Oh, come on. Come on. Now you can fill it up. You can fill it up, the gas. Let me think. I gotta do some thinking. This ain't This ain't normal. This is not normal.
Despite all attempts with timing adjustments, the 302 keeps belching fire and won't start. Nick and Vasily notice that the timing light doesn't seem to flash until the end of the crank, leading them to suspect that the resistor or coil may be to blame.
Look, I got power here. See how it turns red hot in the back? I think there's something wrong with my coil. Okay, wait. I'm going to change the coil. I think it's time to get a new coil here, but I got something else, so I'm going to try it. I have another one. I used this because the bracket was ready to go. This coil is giving me a lot of problems lately, so this is what we're going to do with it. We got a barrel of scrap metal. This is where it belongs. There you go. Done. Got a moto. Okay? Advance it some more, Vasily. Okay? Advance it some more.
Wow.
Okay?
Had it running before.
Finally, the ornery Ford comes back to life. Nick gets the timing just where he wants it and dials in the carburetor. After 25 years in storage, the mechanical rockers under those aluminum valve covers are making sweet music together again. Nick listens carefully and checks the build over as it warms up. Eventually, he's ready to try some pulls.
Don't forget, this engine came from the factory at 290 horsepower. Now that I advanced the timing 2 degrees, I've got an increase in torque from 290, we got to 302 torque at 3900 RPM. And the horsepower, we went up to 308 at 5900 RPM. So there we have it, folks. We got more than 302 horsepower on a 302 bus. and a stock rebuild, factory specs. This is what we got. Here we are, our first restart in 25 years. So right now I'm going to remove the valve covers to take a look at the lash, and we'll see how it's going. Now we're going to do a hot 25, and here we go. It is a mechanical cam and a Boss 302, so that's where we adjust it. And I tighten them up a little bit. There we go. This one's good. Let's show the other one. There we go. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to be doing some more work on this Boss 302, but from what I see, they were just about what we were looking for. Everything went well, no oil leaks. We're going to set the timing, I think, where it was, and we're going to adjust the lash one more time, make a few more tests. If there's any major changes, I'll let you guys know, but from what I see, everything looks good. And if you guys have some time, just look down on the computer. You're gonna see our merchandise. If you guys like any of the stuff, buy it, and you'll love it. Or check out our Patreon /Nick's Garage. Thank you.